So, Lord Regal. You know, Lord Regal is an acquired taste. You understand? Lord Stephen Regal. I found a new primo. For the people, man. So, eventually, uh, I know none of this makes sense to anybody besides me, but, if you look at the clock, you gotta think about it, right? So, the measurement never changes. All that changes is the duration, right? So, uh, basically, what I'm trying to say is a second is always a second, a minute is always a minute, an hour is always an hour, right? So, the measurement doesn't change. 10 seconds is 10 seconds, 10 minutes is 10 minutes, 10 hours is 10 hours. The duration is all that changed, meaning 10 seconds was 10 seconds elapsed, 10 minutes was 10 minutes elapsed time, 10 hours was 10 hours elapsed time, right? So it's like, you know, whether you're actually concentrated and focused on what you're doing for the 10 minutes, or if you're just there doing whatever you want to, or doing whatever you feel like doing for 10 minutes, uh, there's nobody that can change that, or nobody that can do anything besides, nobody can do anything else, or nobody can do that, or nobody can make you feel differently other than yourself, right? So, I don't know, man. I'm just sitting here trying to win this tournament and get back to what I remember, how I remember wrestling and these things. Because I remember wrestling with this game, I remember playing this game a lot, and it was great. It kept me busy. I wouldn't say it kept me focused, but around the same time when this game was being played, I think I was in like third or fourth grade. I think I was in third grade, to be honest with you. And I took karate, so I would stay. I don't know a lot of people that have the same agenda or have the same kind of idea as me, but I try to get into more stuff in schools. But if the funds weren't there, the funds weren't there. There's not much I really can do. Uh, I mean, I could play sports. Anybody can play sports, but ultimately, the goal is to make it to the major leagues. If you make it to the major leagues, then you're supposed to be able to look at it as, this is a career. This is what I'm going to be doing to make money. So I have to do it to, my best of my knowledge and the best of my capabilities to keep the people happy, right? Because you're basically your entertainment. You understand? So, uh, as I'm playing the game, just trying to win a tournament, uh, this gets pretty difficult, man. Because I remember going to karate. You had to learn the karate moves. Although when I would go to school, it was always the after-school programs that would leave the kid stranded. The kid would have no way home. I wanted to join it, but I would have to walk home. I remember that being the most scariest feeling ever. Uh, I was in another school that wasn't the school I had to go to, meaning I signed up for the karate. They took me from the school I was in to another school so I can practice. When I practiced at the other school, we were released, but we were never taken back to the school we came from, right? So it's 3 o'clock. They take me to another school. I get out of karate training, or I get out of karate practice. 6 o'clock, right? So now it's 6 o'clock at night, and I gotta walk home. But I don't know where home is. I don't know which way to go. I don't know. All I know is I'm just got ticket to another school, and I don't know how far it is from my place, where I live, right? So I have to walk there. So I can remember. I remember distinguishedly, or I can remember exactly the way it was, right? I got out of school. Let me rephrase, not exactly distinguished, but more like, I remember exactly the way the night was, right? I got out of school 6 o'clock, and now I'm out of school. I'm hot. It's cold. It's like around maybe like the first or second week of October. And I'm like, okay, I have to walk home, but I don't know where to go. I remember I started walking down to school from the street, and I'm like, okay, I know where the school is, but I don't know which direction to go. So from that day forward, I became the flight of the navigator, right? So I moved. Let me rephrase that. I walked home, and what I did was I figured, okay, I have to get to the main street, so I'd walk one block, and then I'd make a right. Then I walked another block, and I made a left. Walked another block, and I made a right. Walked another block, and I made a left. So essentially, I made like a zigzag. Then I got to a major street. Excuse me, I got to a major street. After I got to a major street, I knew exactly where it was, and I was good. But that's karate, man. This ain't karate.